So if you're a magician, you probably need to know how to fan out a deck of cards, like that in a pleasing way. That's not just like the regular thumb fan, which I'm not very good at, but maybe something more than that, something more than that, and even sometimes a little something more than that. I mean, looks nice, but does it? It's just awkward. So what I found, the pressure fan, it's a cardistry move, as many people say, but I just consider it just a regular move. I don't really call it cardistry because it's not a very visual flourish. I mean, it looks nice, but I don't consider it visual like, I don't know, like a Sybil cut or Rise, if you've ever watched Virtuoso. Like, I've never seen, I don't consider it something like that. So, for the pressure fan, if you want to learn how to do it, you're going to need to know how to do a spring, which there are several different ways to do it. You can do it like that, or like that. The method I prefer is putting your middle finger on the top pip corner and your thumb on that pip corner. Just squeeze them towards each other. Have this hand in front of this hand, kind of like, so you're like this, and then just slowly squeezing in and releasing. And the reason that is because you get a little more of a grip on with that and a little less there, because they will release that way from your thumb side. That way when they're released from your thumb side, they will come towards you. So you can, if you rest your hand against your stomach, you can kind of create like a little cup to catch it. The other way you can do it is you put 2 or 3 fingers up top. I put them by the pip corner and one towards like kind of the center on this, a little bit further from the pip corner. That, just squeeze in and just same thing like that, kind of. That one's much more loud, but I find it's a little more strenuous on the fingers, weirdly enough. So this is a move you just need to practice a lot, because you need to build up the muscles in the finger a lot. So like when you first start out, you might just get like a few short bursts, or it might just like go everywhere, and that's fine. You just take some practice, like sit around for some time, just practice getting the spring down, and yeah. But once you got that down, then you can start learning the pressure fan. And how that is, you basically, I always find it's helpful to bevel the cards, just, or even a fair amount like that. So I'm right hand, so I'll put in the left hand's mechanic grip, like that, transfer that finger down, and bevel the cards with my thumb. If you can't really do that, you can take your pointer finger and just go like that. Once you've got that, I take my thumb and I put it roughly in the center, a little right of it, on the top card, and my top 2 fingers kind of right there, so they're contacting, my middle finger is contacting the edge of the bottom card. You basically bend, hold very tightly with these fingers. You make sure the bottom card is contacting right there, and as you release, you just kind of turn it. That wasn't a very good one, but this move definitely takes a lot of practice. I'm still working on it, honestly, sometimes. But yeah, once you get it, it looks nice, and it's like just a nice way to get a fan, because it's one of the widest fans, I think, actually. So when you start out, you might get like big groupings of cards in one area, so like you'll do the fan, and like you'll see like a bunch of cards grouped together right there, or like it doesn't go all the way. Basically, you treat this like any other fan, where I'd say just rise it slightly, turn it harder, and same thing, kind of just bevel it more, if anything. Get it? And yeah, like that. Now, I will say the condition of the cards don't matter. This is a fairly old deck itself, but yeah, I mean, the conditions of the cards don't matter, which is kind of nice. I do find this a little more difficult, actually, with very, very new cards, like fresh out of the box, because they're still very stiff, so your fingers will get sore a lot easier. Yeah, your fingers get sore a lot easier, and yeah, it becomes just painful, but I mean, that's just, it happens, so yeah. I'll also say don't use like very old cards or wet cards, uh, because if they stick together too much, you won't be able to spread them, obviously. I'd say I'd use air cushion cards or just papery cards. I wouldn't use like plasticky old cards, because then those are really gonna hurt your fingers. But yeah, if you have a deck of just like old bicycles or just really anything, I'm using Theory 11 Guild of Artisans. But if you have literally any cards that aren't made of plastic lying around the house that aren't all wet or haven't been wet, just try giving them a quick spring, and if they don't spring too poorly, you can practice with those, because honestly it just makes it that much easier. And yeah, thank you so much for watching.